Grok 3 has just been released, and Elon Musk is saying it's the smartest artificial intelligence in the world, crushing ChatGPT, crushing Gemini, and crushing Deep. So today we're going to talk about everything regarding Grok 3. We're going to compare it with the main competitor, which is ChatGPT, and we're also going to show how to use it for free. I have already been using it, but let's get straight to it. I brought in an expert, Lucas Bernardis, to provide some counterpoints. I'm going to add and incorporate his video because I've been using artificial intelligences for over 2 years now. Here at my work, here on my channels, I'm going to add a little more to each point, okay? Let's get straight to it. No beating around the bush, but first, comment below if you're using ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Perplex, or Cloud. Let me know. Which AI are you using, okay? All right, let's go. He's going to show a comparison table between the features of Grok and ChatGPT, which is what motivated me to react to the video. Okay, so at each point, I'm going to add my counterpoint. Let's go.
What does GPT have and what does Grok have? Both allow you to attach files. There's a little plus button you can click here. Plus, see? You will be able to upload a file from your computer. It can be a PDF, an image, a PNG, an Excel spreadsheet. It can be any file. It will understand and even edit that file for you.
What's interesting? I use it a lot. The issue of adding an image. Come on, Rodrigo, but why would you want to add an image? Because you can ask for a description of the image. When you ask for a description of the image, it's basically like the prompt for the image, so you can generate other images. I'll give you an example. I have a channel called Cinema AI, which is a channel that's growing a lot, reaching 30,000 subscribers, and it even has a YouTube manager now. And you can see here, 2.7 million, 1.2 million, 1 million, 480,000. And what do you see here? These videos are animated from images, and these images are generated in YID. Images like Grok, for example, which has a wonderful performance for generating images. Soon we'll talk about that. So you attach the image, ask for the description, and from there, you throw it into Grok and generate images. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Let's continue.
All right, both have this feature. I didn't have it at launch. There was a bug, this feature, and now they fixed it. In fact, it was one of the things I didn't like about this Grok launch. There were a lot of bugs at the beginning, but now it seems to have stabilized. You click here to attach, and you can also attach files in Grok. Another feature that exists in GPT and Grok is the search. You can search in both. In GPT, you have the option to just press the button, search, and it will start searching right away. Or here that can just say search, and it will also search the internet. There isn't this search button down here.
What I find interesting, what happened? In the ChatGPT, you have to press this button to, search the internet, but I don't see the point in not wanting to search the internet. Information, you can send a document to the ChatGPT or to Grok and just tell it to analyze that document. So the information it will work with, it will respond to you, will be within the information in the document. How's it going? Now when I'm having a conversation, normally asking my questions and doing my research, like why wouldn't I want to have, is the information from the internet updated? Because the database of any AI, if you ask there, until when does your database go? I'm going to ask here in Grok just to show you all. It's different here because in the video, he's entering Grok through Wex. That Twitter. Here I'm entering through the website, which I prefer more. But for example, I can ask here in any language, Portuguese, English, anyway. I can ask like this until what date is your database updated. The database is legal. That's when he's going to respond, look, I was trained until February 20th, 2025. Great, perfect. So it's well updated. Sometimes you input something and it says, until December 31st, 2024, for example, that's fine. But then when you add internet access, everything gets updated. Because if you ask, who is the president of the United States? If it were December 30th, 2024, he would talk about Joe Biden. Now, if it's updated, including in real time with the internet, it will mention the current president, who is Donald Trump. So that's why I don't see why there has to be a button. Anyway, let's keep going here. Now continue.
But it also searches the internet and looks for content posted on Twitter, which is a differentiator for Grok.
That's a big differentiator. I don't work much on Twitter. But Twitter has real-time news with the community like people, reporters, artists, all sharing news, filtering out hate speech and stuff like that. Being trained with news and information, it's the only AI that does that. There's no way another AI can do this because Grok is from XAI. XAI is from Elon Musk, Twitter. X is from Elon Musk. So the big difference with Grok is that it can be fed and updated in real time. That is, when it comes to news, when it comes to what is happening in the world, Grok certainly has an advantage over other AI. Feel free to comment below, everyone, if you have any questions. Let's go!
All right, so both have that deep search. What is deep search? It's the investigate button from ChatGPT 4, and it's the deep search button from its Grok. Here in ChatGPT, it's called deep research. But in Portuguese, they translated it as investigate. And here in Grok 3, it's the deep search button. It's a feature where the AI conducts research as if it were a report, like a thesis. By the way, Grok takes about a minute, while ChatGPT takes around 5 minutes, and they both create a 10-page report for you on any topic. It's not just any research, folks. It's a very, very, very in-depth report. It's the feature I use the most by far within ChatGPT. All right. So both of them have this feature. In the paid version, GPT and Grok, you have to pay to use this feature. All right.
Well, what I would like to add is the following. The new models of ChatGPT, aside from the fact that they're about to launch 4.5 and 5.0, according to Sunultima, they won't work the same way they do today as they do today. Basically, it guesses the next word it should say based on statistics in the context of the conversation you're having. So he's kind of going to look at all the possibilities within the context and come up with the next word. That's why sometimes you see that the word doesn't make much sense, but most of the time it. Now, what are they going to do from now on after 5.0 in ChatGPT? I believe that other AIs will do. They will all think in the deep learning way, which is like deep thinking. That is reasoning. When you ask a question, it will respond to itself as if it were a human. It will think, then it will think again. And if it needs to, it sends it to another application, for example, which would be an agent. It sends it to another specialist. Then it gets the answer, thinks a bit more. Researches on the internet, looks through documents, comes back, thinks again, and then responds to you. That's why it takes time. It's like a human who thinks, then says, is this it? Let me think about it. Let me reflect before giving the answer. So it will take a bit longer, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, depending on the size of the research. But today's differentiation. For quick questions, it responds quickly in that guessing the word format. This deeper research takes longer, but it also hallucinates less. Now, what's going to happen, according to Sam Altman, is that even with these quick questions, he will reason first and respond at a slightly slower speed, but it won't take too long either. I agree with that, because then you have fewer hallucinations, especially in thesis work, school, research, for clients, for something like medical or scientific, something that can't have mistakes, so to speak. So I wanted to add this because I believe it's very important, and it's the future of the new models.
Reasoning. What is reasoning? Is the ability to think here. To enable thinking, to have this ability to think, you'll need to switch to the O3 mini model.
Another important thing here, when he mentioned this, is that when you enter ChatGPT, you can choose the model. According to Sam Altman, now in the upcoming versions, they will merge all of these here. And the GPT chat will already know if it needs to take a little longer, a little less. It will change the model of what it understands is best at that moment. So it's not us who will choose. I don't know if everyone will experience this, or at least like there's a 2. Oh, what are you going to do? I'm going to program. Oh, so it's that model. Oh no, I'm just going to do it. A deeper research. So it's this model. Oh no, it's just a quick question. So it's this model. So maybe it will ask you what you want and it will choose for you.
Switch to the O3 mini model. And it shows here that it's the model that can think. Free ChatGPT, there's a little button down here that you press, see, to think. And here it's the same thing. See, in English, think is a button to think.
Here, just to show on the site, there's deep search and there's the think option, all for free. In fact, you can choose the model, see, the 2 and the 3. Of course, in the free version, you will have some limits, so to speak, but they're pretty high. I still haven't reached the limit, just to give you an idea.
It's useful for you. Oh, doing logic tasks, science tasks, doing a calculation, math tasks, chemistry, programming stuff. So it's for more advanced things, like what involves in logic the think button and the O3 mini model of the ChatGPT. The Grok is going to have the hard thinking button. What is hard thinking? It's a button that will be next to this one. It hasn't arrived yet, but I put it here in our line because they already demonstrated this in the live session. I believe the hard thinking button is one that will take more time and more computing power to think longer to give a better response.
I believe that for sure the think option will be in the free plan. Up to a certain limit, then it goes to the first paid plan. After that, we'll show the paid plans here. And the hard think will definitely only be in the paid plan, maybe just a little bit for your tasting. In the first one, in the first one, in the first one, in the first one. In the first plan, a little cheaper, and then have it in the more expensive plan, especially since there's the $200 plan for the ChatGPT. And there, it has unlimited resources.
The more time they think, the better. It's the answer for very complex tasks involving a lot of physics, a lot of chemistry, etc. So this button exists in Grok 3. It doesn't exist in the ChatGPT model. So it's a win for Grossi. Another thing, Canvas. For me, it's an essential thing that ChatGPT has, which is very useful for the user. In the end, and Grok doesn't have it. What button is that, Lucas? Actually, I'm using it right now. I'm just here for a little chat. And there, in Portuguese, it's called a whiteboard. Press here, and it opens. I can edit this here. I can make it bold. I can ask it to summarize, increase the size of the result. So it's like an editor where you also contribute to what was generated by the AI. GPT has it. Grok doesn't have it.
Another application, when I create the scripts for my videos, for my animations, what happens? I set it up, right, to create a canvas, and it will open right there. And what's interesting compared to other AIs, it gives a script there, cool. In other AIs, if I ask to change something, it writes a whole new script. If I say something like, oh, it's too shallow, add 2 paragraphs, add this information, it just writes another text. In the case of Canva, I can go there myself, delete, add something there. Or I can say, look, this paragraph here, I select this paragraph here, it's not good. Then it goes there and rewrites. Or I can say, hey, between paragraph 2 and 3, add 2 more paragraphs. So, one to talk about topic A, another to talk about topic B, for example. And it goes there, keeps exactly the same text as the others and adds. So, without the bot issue with the canvas.
Images. Both generate images and can have it. But I put my opinion down here. Also, in terms of images, Grok generates better images than ChatGPT.
Well, this is one of my areas. Just that one channel, I have 10 channels. Out of those 10, 7 are monetized. That channel makes around $1,200 to $2,000, one channel. And what happens is the images from Grok, I even made a video, which I'll leave in the link in the description, about how to create uncensored images on Grok, right? But basically here, if you look here, let me grab this. It creates images of celebrities, of famous people. This is a video I made about Resident Evil. Robert Pato did Batman there and stuff, the latest Batman. And you see that they are like things that are very realistic. And I can take and create like celebrities, actors, actresses in any position I want, any way I want. There, I can create, for example, I don't know, Mickey smoking a cigarette, Donald Duck drinking a beer, Styles too. Look, it's just Hugh Jackman here. Anyway, it's so sensational. Now, in the case of ChatGPT, it's been a long time. I think it's been over a year and a half, maybe a year and a half. There you go. They have a model called DALL-E 3, and so far, they haven't changed it. They focused on video through Sora, which is really good and has been improving. I believe that in the future to keep up, especially because images are very important for being animated and generating video, it's one of the techniques, right? The other technique is to generate video from text. So I believe that ChatGPT will eventually launch DALL-E 4, right? Let's see.
My opinion, both generate, but for me, Grok is better. After that, we have video. Grok doesn't support video yet. ChatGPT here had a little mistake. Okay, because it does support it. Okay, folks, let me put this here. Okay, because in the model, Sora can generate videos. With ChatGPT, the advanced voice mode, Grok doesn't have it, and ChatGPT does. I'm not going to show this on ChatGPT because it's not a day about ChatGPT.
I made a video, including with the advanced voice mode and also with the advanced video mode. And it's impressive that it can see you. It talks to you. I ask here, what is this? It's a mouse. How much does it cost? Research here for it describes. I say, well, my hair, is it good for a job interview? My outfit. So it sees, understands, and you talk naturally as if it were a human being. It's amazing. I use it a lot. Okay. And I will also leave the link in the video description for you. Take a look and learn how to use it. It's really worth it.
Specialized robots, which are the most GPTs. Grok doesn't have it, and ChatGPT does. What is this, guys? It's that if I want to do a specialized task here, for example, this 4-page prompt, it makes the IAP specialized, for instance, in creating Instagram content. So in ChatGPT, I can take, for example, that prompt and create this robot here, which I call a flow laziness. Grok doesn't have that. So whenever you want to do a task, you have to train a conversation. If the conversation gets lost, there's no specific memory. For everyday tasks, like I have here for content planning, stories, YouTube description, the description of this YouTube video, I have a little specialized robot that does just that within ChatGPT. This is very useful, very practical for everyday life. So for me, that's a point for ChatGPT, and that's something Grok doesn't do. Let's open our canvas again. It's already loading. Let's open it again. Here's a conversion.
Well, in my mentoring program, I have a course called Master of ChatGPT, and I teach how to create these GPTs. But basically what's interesting, he already talked about how it works, but he didn't explain how to create it, right? Basically, you feed the bot with information. Oh, the bot is kind of dumb, right? I would say it's like an agent. Let's put it that way, right? GPT is like an agent. So basically what happens? I want a GPT that will be a real estate auction lawyer, for example. So I upload all the laws, all the codes, all the latest decisions. If I have, let's say, some videos, I can transcribe the video and upload it, right? Suddenly I take a channel from a specialist, a lawyer, or it doesn't have to be a lawyer, right? But a lawyer specialized in real estate, or a real estate agent specialized in auction. I can transcribe those videos and upload them there. And then I train it in a way that later it will respond. I can take, I don't know, my more than 2,000 videos, transcribe them, create a Rodrigo GPT. Done. And then whenever one of my students, for example, asks, it will respond as if it were me. Look at this amazing thing. Comment below what you would use or something like this for. Let's continue.
Comparison here, look, all right, here is the whiteboard, folks, that I told you about. Look, he opened the whiteboard, then scheduled task. It's a feature that ChatGPT has, and Grok does a scheduled task that says, every day send me a new summary at such and such time. ChatGPT, boom, can do that for you. It does that. Grok doesn't.
Look how interesting, folks. I'm going to show you my, check this out, task. And what is this here? So it's news. So I set it to send me money news, economy, investments, growth on YouTube, controversial and viral topics every day at 8:15 a.m. In this case, for making YouTube videos, Marvel, DC, entertainment anyway, because I have an entertainment channel. Out of these 10 channels, 5 are in Brazil and 5 are in English, okay? Here, artificial intelligence, right? I have the Maker Academy and the Daily Artificial Intelligence over in the United States. And here are news about movies and series as well anyway. So, every day, 10 news articles, one here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70 news articles. Do you read everything? No, I just glance at the title and then I filter it out. And I also receive this by email. Then I can go into my email, click on the link there, or I can come in through here. I'll give you an example. I click here and then I see the latest news and I request both news via YouTube videos and via blogs. So pretty interesting, right? What do you all think it makes research so much easier?
I asked. And here comes the question. For me, it's the big question. I was a bit, confused like that. It's not confusing, but man, I think Lomas should have given a little extra attention here, because the ape to chart costs today, folks, $20, which is 120 reais.
$20 is the plan I have, but there's a $200 plan that has a few extra features and also all the unlimited resource. But the one for $22 there, more or less already, has practically everything with the fees in. So it's really worth it. It's the best-selling plan, right? So Elon Musk should create a plan next, right? In fact, since he has infinite money. So he could create a cheaper to directly compete with OpenAI, right? So maybe make it, I don't know, $10, right? At least temporarily in the first year. What do you all think?
Grok, my friends, to access Grok 3 costs a total of $108.70 for the annual plan. 128. And in the monthly plan, it's $228. Man, that's a pretty steep price. Very salty. Yeah, that's really steep. It should be available on Grok 3 in the premium plan, not the premium plus. Of course, this terminology here is pretty bad. Really bad. So complicated. I found this to be a very, very complicated point about Block 13. It's a much higher price. It fits more with Brazilian reality.
And also because ChatGPT has been around longer and has more resources too, right?
Now, in terms of context, same thing for both. Open source. Both are closed. There are still no open source models.
Here I talk about the context window, which basically means that with Gemini, you have a lot more context lines. So if you want to transcribe a larger document, you can do it via Google. Open source, for example, I made a video about DeepSeek. DeepSeek is open source. You can download it on your machine. There is also Llama from Meta. You can download it on your machine if you are anywhere. Without internet, you can use it. I have a video that teaches you how to download this for free on your computer. Yeah. I'll leave all the links I'm talking about in the description of this video. Then take a look there. It's really worth it. I'm not mistaken. I think Grok 1 is open source, but it's a very outdated model. Freedom, something very important. I value freedom. Grok, if you ask it to generate an image of Elon Musk, Trump, President Lula, any image, anything, if you ask for any task, Grok does it, including here, just to illustrate, right? I was here creating today. I was making a video there for Squid Game. right? Third season anyway, which will be released today. I also made a video here for the Captain America movie, right? So you see here Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk. He also takes it here. Look, I made a joke right here with Darth Vader. So there's the issue of freedom of being able to include Bobo properties from other companies. In this case here, Marvel Disney. Here Disney, also Star Wars. And here the issue of Elon Musk with Sana Altman. So very perfect. In fact, this here is one of the covers of my video here, Jack Chan. See that you can make famous Elon Musk crying. Look at the quality. Skin texture is very... So when it comes to freedom, both in creating images and in asking whatever you want, there's even a legend, a rumor that says there will be a tricky mode, let's say a cheeky mode, where Grok will respond to you, but will also tease you a bit, which will be really interesting. Comment below what you think about this issue of freedom, right?
ChatGPT is very politically correct, which is quite annoying. I sometimes run into all those guardrails. Ranking, LN Arena. Well, there's a ranking, folks, which is a blind test. Even the more advanced folks there also participate. Right? They do programming, write code, and handle tasks of all tasks from various categories. And there, in that ranking, Grok is indeed leading with 1,402 points, while ChatGPT is in 4th place. All right? So, yes, in day-to-day practice, with the more advanced users, as Grok had better response. Speed? Dude, this is really important. Grok is much faster than ChatGPT, way faster.
It's funny because you see ChatGPT and it seems like it keeps stuttering, right? Comment below if you noticed, right? But anyway, everyone is kind of anxious, right? Both are fast, but Grok is...
Now this here, things that I've tested in practice and feeling my vibe. Images, I think it's better that I've already told you. Custom instruction. It's an important thing in my opinion with ChatGPT. I can click here to customize. So I talk about myself. I talk about my company. I talk about how G should behave with me, and Grok doesn't have that. So I'm going to have to introduce myself in every new conversation. I'm going to have to introduce myself again to Grok.
This is important, and adding to what he said, I also believe that one of the most important features, simple but crucial, is the issue of project. So check it out. Here's my channel, Cinema and Red. What's going on? I come in here. I create several, it's like the chats over here on the side, but within project. So check it out. My latest projects, Resident Evil 2, Squid Game, Toy Story, Metal Gear, The Fantastic Four, The Lord of the Rings. So this is about my channels, Cinema and Retro. If I close this here, I have a channel called Master of AI Tutorials. So this is just about each of these. It's a video project. I have it, the Maker Academy channel about AI. In the United States is called It's Gimmick Intelligent. Each one is a video, it's a script. Let's suppose I click here, it will open the script. So it's a super organized way for you to manage your project. And it's something I use every single day. So it's very interesting. It goes into the issue of personalization.
Well, NGI is expected. According to news and such, they say that OpenAI is holding back some news. They have the model ready there. They have 2 models ready to launch. The O3 model and the GPT 4.5 model. They are already working on the G5 model, so they have a lot planned, and they say that AGI will arrive with 5 by December. So in terms of the future, for me, OpenAI is ahead, yes, because Grok 3 has just been launched, and it's not even finished yet. There's still a lot of resources missing in ReproGrowth 3.
Yeah, I believe that Elon Musk is going to speed things up, especially because he has more resources. He can do faster training. It's impressive. You can talk about how Elon Musk thinks that he's really controversial. He might be late on his predictions, but he always delivers that press. He was very behind in terms of artificial intelligence. And look at this. Now he's comparing here, being compared to the best in the market, like the most complete, the safest, the most established. So I believe he's right there, tied. He wins some things and loses others. In Grok, Grok has everything to surpass even GPT-5. But let's go. This competition is really good for us, the consumers.
So, for me, in this race, in terms of the future, who is ahead? In my opinion, OpenAI is ahead. In terms of marketing, for marketing use, the GPT, for me, it got better, but I want to practice with you.
Well, basically here, the question of marketing, what I find interesting. I agree that ChatGPT is better when it comes to writing, especially because of the Canvas feature. Because when you enter the canvas, let's take a look here at my ChatGPT. I use this tool every single day. All right, let's go. Let's dive into the script, right? That I was showing. If you take a look here, check it out. I create canvas here too. Just take a look here. Oh, this is the canvas. And here's what happened. Look, here you can adjust the size. You have reading level, you have final adjustments, and you can add emoji. Anyway, So for example, let's say I didn't like this paragraph. Look, I can come here and delete. I can delete it. I can come here. Select it. It shows up here. Ask ChatGPT. I can click here and say like, look, it's about 2 practical examples. Add 2 practical examples within the context. For example, what is it going to do here? It's going to keep the entire text, the entire script, and it's just going to change this part and add period. So that's really cool. In addition, also here on the left side, it will give a summary of what it did. And if I want to ask something here without it interfering, I just put it here. I ask something like, what do you mean by byte density and making sure it supports text for images? I put it here. It's going to explain to me here on the left side without needing to interfere here on the right side. Furthermore, also, I can see the changes he made, the latest changes he made. And if I want to go back to the original version, I can go back, which is amazing. In terms of text, ChatGPT is ahead. But when it comes to images, Grok is ahead, so this video doesn't get any longer than it already is. If you want to create uncensored images step by step, click here and I'll leave the video ready for social media. And also if you want to access all the other videos I mentioned, they're all there. Video description, okay.